My husband refused to share his inheritance, so I didn't share when I received mine. Now he's begging me not to leave him while he's drowning in childcare. My husband and I had triplets about 2 years after we got married. They had some health issues. Because of that, my husband wanted me to quit my job and take care of our boys and our home. Since it was cheaper than paying for specialized childcare, I agreed. Our family lives in a row of townhomes that were owned by our landlord at the time. I was offered a job cleaning townhomes. I asked my husband about it. He said he didn't care but didn't want it to interfere with my responsibilities at home. We also agreed the money would be mine since it's a second job. We did this for 3 years. It grew to the point that I cleaned other places for my landlord. I just put the money into savings. My father-in-law passed in June of 2019. When my husband received a check from his mom, I asked him about it. He got angry and said it was his money and that any future inheritance would not be part of our family budget. My husband went on several trips with his brothers with the money. I was okay with that. Although I was hurt, he got angry when I asked about it. In October 2021, my grandpa passed away. I am the only grandchild. My parents make good money, so his estate was left to me. I just transferred the money and rented out the farmland around his home. I did decide to keep his home since it is close to my parents' home. I live 4 hours away from them. I didn't discuss it with my husband since it was my inheritance. In January of this year, my landlord contacted me and let me know he was selling the townhomes I live in. With costs rising around us, I was worried about it. It would have a major impact on our family budget. Things worked out so that I was able to use my inheritance combined with what I had saved from working to buy the building. My husband came to me and told me he wanted me to deposit part of the rental income from the other townhomes into our family account, allowing us to spend more money for fun. I reminded him of our agreements and that we no longer have a rent payment. We ended up in a fight. He is saying I am being a jerk for not sharing the money coming in. Update 1. My husband and I had a long talk when he came home. He knows I am leaving on a trip and asked to go. I told him I needed time. I showed him the comments on this thread. He said he would do whatever I wanted. He volunteered to sign a postnuptial before I even asked him. He just doesn't want a divorce. He was shocked by how many people recommended that here. My friend's husband is a lawyer and said he could draw up the paperwork tonight. We will sign tomorrow. Once he signs the prenuptial agreement with my inheritance, I would ask him about putting my work income into our family budget. As a compromise, he could help with the house and kids when he is off work, allowing him to have some money to spend and giving me a break. Update 2. Life has been interesting. I had a blast on my trip. My husband was pushed into the deep end of parenting. He took care of 3 active babies combined with medical care. He was way over his head. When I came home, his mom, my aunt and my husband were there. His mom constantly complains about what kinds of foods I give the boys and what they wear. My mother-in-law decided she would do it right while I was gone. There was a lot I came home to, but I will just share one thing about each of the boys. Baby number 1 is a type 1 diabetic, and I am very careful with his diet. I went to a nutritionist, and together, we set a meal plan for him, also known as the foods my mother-in-law complains about. My husband and mother-in-law had difficulty keeping his blood sugars in check. When I got home, my mother-in-law was on the verge of tears because she had to keep poking him. Baby number 1 didn't like it. Now, when my mother-in-law tries to come near him, he just starts crying. Baby number 2 wears hearing aids. They cost $5,000 and need to be changed every 6 months or so as he grows. The other 2 babies are fascinated by them. One is now missing. Baby number 3 has heart problems. My husband said every time he went to lay him down, the oxygen monitor would go off. You have to rock him to sleep and then carefully put the oxygen in his nose. My aunt said that my husband called her the first night around midnight. His mom was already there. When I came home, both my husband and his mom apologized to me. I have spent the past couple of days doing laundry and getting things back in order. But I had a really good time.